What is up, you guys? It's Pepe Cedeño and welcome back to another video. So what would happen if the stock market just crashed? What would lead the stock market to crash in 2020? Well, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of rumors that the stock market was going to crash last year in 2019, and it didn't, thank God. But is 2020 different? Is 2020 different, and what can cause the stock market to crash? I mean, currently right now, the stock market on the 29th of January is actually doing really good. It's been doing really good since the 28th. But that wasn't the case on the 23rd, the 24th, and Monday, the 27th. Now, this is the reason why. The stock market was doing horrible on those days because of the fear of the coronavirus. Coronavirus began in Wuhan, China, in a market in Wuhan, China, where they were actually selling animals for consumption, for eating, and they were actually live animals, all types of animals in horrible conditions and diseases. So it's like a flu virus that's actually going around. So in order for that not quickly spread from Wuhan, China, which has about 11 million people, that actually has actually been spreading to other countries, caused a global awareness, and it's actually causing fear because it's a virus that's spreading into other countries. And there's no cure. There's no cure to it. And it's something that, researchers and scientists are working in order to get a vaccine to the public. But it's something that may take months to a year. So that's something that actually worries a lot of people, because the cases and the people that are passing away from it continues to increase every single day. And that is something that is horrifying. And that is something that is actually impacting the stock market. Now, this can happen because of the fact that, well, for one, the stock market can have issues in the beginning because of overpriced stocks. For example, the Fed's pumping in too much money into the stock market in order to keep the consumer confidence going. The stock market crash can ultimately be caused by a decrease in sales 2 quarters in a row. When a lot of companies do not make their sales, they're 2 quarters in a row, which is actually about 6 months of decline in sales, that can actually lead to a stock market crash. So because of the fact that if a lot of companies are not making profit, they will ultimately lay off a lot of employees, which will cause unemployment rate to go higher. Having stocks that are overpriced is also a indicator that the stock market may be having some issues, because of the fact that stocks that are overpriced, higher than their capital, and the sales that they're actually making is also a tipping point for a lot of analysts and a lot of investors, because they're concerned as to why certain stocks are actually gaining a lot of momentum when their capital is a little lower than other companies. A lot of people speculate as well that the Fed is actually injecting over billions of dollars into the stock market in order to maintain consumer confidence. Is very important, especially in the United States, because it's an indicator that the economy in general is speculated to be doing very well. So what can occur and what can impact the stock market moving forward, and what can cause a stock market crash? Those are indicators that can actually cause a stock market crash, but what can actually cause a stock market crash to occur within a week from now? One of the things I started looking at was the coronavirus. The coronavirus is totally different because this is something that is more impactful worldwide. Disney in China has actually closed indefinitely at the moment because of the coronavirus, and they don't want to be able to have the spread of coronavirus anywhere else. And also, Starbucks has actually closed over 2,000 stores because of the coronavirus, and this is actually becoming a big problem for a lot of companies. Microsoft and Google, thankfully, are able to have their employees work at home, which is not affecting them at the moment, but Tesla just halted the production of their new model. So they're actually just stopping the productions of their models because of the coronavirus. So a lot of companies are stopping their production in China and closing down their stores in China because of the coronavirus. Now, this can have a long-term effect on the companies, because if it depends on how long the coronavirus affects the economy and how strong it spreads. We live in a world now that air travel is able to get us from place to place in a more quicker and more efficient way. It's also able to spread viruses and diseases a lot faster than before. So that can actually have an effect on us. So that can actually have effect on us if the government does not implement a whole stop of air travel from China to the United States, or from China to other countries. If the whole governments do not stop that can actually have an effect, and that can continue to spread the virus. Now, also trades, bringing in products and cargo from China to the United States, must also and should also be stopped, because a lot of those products may be contaminated. A lot of those products may have, you know, viruses or bacteria that we don't know about. So this can actually, you know, have a big impact on the economy. This can actually have a big impact on the companies, because a lot of companies, and depending on how long this takes, this can actually have a long-term effect on the sales of the companies, and that can ultimately lead into an economic downturn. Leading into an economic downturn because of this will actually cause the stock prices to drop. Now, this would be a great opportunity for investors to buy into the stock market because of an epidemic like this, but at the same time, it's something that we do not want. It's something that we do not hope it happens. We hope that it's actually able to get resolved, and we hope that it's actually able to get, you know, fixed up. So I actually ended up following an Instagram page where it is crazy. I followed this Instagram page known as Garawana. They actually posted some videos. They actually posted some pictures of what the market in Wuhan, China has, like all the live animals that it has, and people were eating live bats, like eating rats and rodents that were actually just still moving, and they were eating them and barely uncooked and not even cooked. This is how scientists are saying that the virus spread because of these contaminations with these animals. So this is, I'm actually posting them on my posting them on here as well, so you guys can see and actually see what how these, you know, is impacting us. And then also there's a video, a woman in China is actually expressing her concern because there may be more people exposed than the media is actually letting us know. So a lot of cases are coming out. So this is something that is also important to keep a lookout on too as well. So this is also very important. And like I said, these videos are crazy. They're actually horrible to look at because of the fact that people are eating these animals live and without actually cooking them and without anything like that. And just in general, eating animals like that is just disgusting. So yeah, so hell no, I just eat chicken and that's it. But for real though, this is something that can affect the economy. This is something that can have a huge impact on us in 2020. And like I said, it's just January, so we just begun, and there has been crazy. I mean, this is incredible. So we definitely got to keep a lookout. We got to stay safe. We got to stay healthy. Wash your hands. You know, try not to touch a lot of things in public, and if you do, just wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Those are a lot of things that I'm reading on, telling people not to do. So I'm actually trying to, you know, avoid contact, not shaking nobody's hands. If the stock market crash does happen, now what kind of companies would you buy into? What kind of companies are perfect to buy into when the stock market crashes? I mean, ultimately, you can buy into a lot of companies that are actually very profitable, but if you only had $1,000, what two companies would I personally, in my opinion, buy? Well, a lot of the two companies that I would personally buy would be into Apple and Microsoft. The reason I would buy into Apple and Microsoft is because they're innovative products that are actually leading into the future. A lot of products that are coming out, and right now Apple's trading at $300. Microsoft is trading at about $170 at the moment. I ended up buying 8 shares of Microsoft already. I have 2 shares of Apple, but if the stock market did go down, if the prices on the stocks did go down, I would definitely buy into Apple and definitely buy into Microsoft because of the fact that those are $2 trillion companies. It's very important to know that $2 trillion companies have the potential to continue making products and failing at making products, are continuing to improve technology, and that is something that's going to be very important for the near future. So that is something that, you know, if the stock market did go down, if the stock price did go horribly down, and if you only had $1,000, those are 2 companies that I would definitely invest in. Those are 2 companies that I would definitely buy into. I guess a third one that I would definitely buy into would be Innovative Industrial Properties. I'm a big fan of you know, cannabis real estate, and I would definitely buy into that one as well. Another concern is that people are always having that concern, will the company still pay dividends? Well, ultimately, when there's a recession or there's a decline in the market, a market crash, companies can still pay dividends because of the fact that companies are still making profits in some way or another. But they may cut their dividends, but ultimately you will still get dividends. But the stock price will be lower, so it'll give you the opportunity to increase your stock, increase your value, and gain dividends while the stock market continues to rise eventually. So those are things to look out for, and those are things to realize because of the fact that they'll still pay into dividends. Now, the reason I would buy into individual stocks when the stock market crashes is because large companies like Apple and Microsoft and Disney are companies that will continue to grow, companies that have billions of dollars, and in the case of Apple, Microsoft have trillions of dollars. And those companies, if they drop at a certain low price, it's like a bargain to buy them, because you know that not only do they pay dividends, they will continue to increase in value, and that is very important. Now, if you're not a person who doesn't want to take the risk, buying into ETFs is also very, very good to do too as well, because the ETFs are holdings in other companies, and you will be able to get a dividend back from them. So that is also something that you can do as well if the economy decided to go tumbling down and the stocks were actually at a very low price. Now, you may not get a lot of value over time because of the fact that it'll grow a little slower than individual stocks, but you will definitely get your dividends back, and you will grow your portfolio with dividend investments. But individual stocks at that moment, in my opinion, would be a good way to grow with dividends and also with value on your portfolio. So that would actually increase a lot higher. So that is just my opinion on those. And I hope you guys find this video a little bit of useful. Hope you guys find this video, with good information that can actually help you guys take care and help you guys be aware of what can lead to a market crash and why a market crash in 2020 can happen. It can happen in many different ways, but one of the things that is actually impacting us at this very moment is actually the coronavirus, and that can actually impact us and actually cause us to have a stock market crash. And that can actually happen sooner than later, and it can actually happen if, for example, the World Health Organization declared that the coronavirus was a world epidemic. Now, that can actually have a huge impact on the stock market because people will be fearful. Now, don't get me wrong, people will probably buy a lot of products. At the moment, a lot of things would be sold out, but it would also be a shortage of products because the people would be concerned with getting exposure and actually running out of supply, so they would buy a ton of them, and that would actually cause a lot of chaoticness throughout throughout the world. So that would be crazy for that to happen. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully they come up with a vaccine, and hopefully they resolve the virus, because it can become a big issue real quick. So you guys stay safe and take care. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace.